Okay guys, this is Mollusk and I'm here to level with you. I know we haven't known each other all that long, but as we're nearing 50 subscribers, we're starting to get a proper herd, or cabal if that's your preference, going here. And in the herd, you share everything. Except what the bigger goats don't want you to have. But I like you, and I feel we can share this. So this video is inspired after I watched Lord Tremendous's 223rd battle report, during which, and I hope I'm not giving away too much, he recounts how he gathered up his dice and threw them in the bin. And anyone into fantasy who's watching this video knows the channel I'm talking about. But for you 40kers out there, Lord Tremendous is a guy that if he says his dice are rolling hot, that probably means he's set them on fire. Basically, we all do dumb things sometimes, and it rightly bites us in the arse. But at other times, it can seem that those of us who don't play elves suffer the most horrendously, cripplingly unfair luck. And we tell ourselves it's all in our heads, isn't it? I go into games now just assuming I'm going to roll 4-ups like they're 6-ups. It's not rational, I know it's not true, but it just helps ease the pain. And I see a kindred spirit in Lord Tremendous, and I want to help him. I want to help us. And there's one thing I want to get clear first. I'm not talking about stuff like this, where you arrange the dice just so, and train your throw to just slightly improve your odds of getting a certain number. I tried this for a good 20 minutes and achieved bugger all. I don't care that they say you should practice for decades. This is golden crap. All I want to do is roll average. Just average. And that's what this video is going to be about. When you look around at other gamers, you notice that even in this age of reason, a surprising number of people have little rituals, little superstitions that they attribute to better or worse dice rolling. I've got a friend, and I'm sorry man, I'm going to have to mention this, that if he rolls high, he won't use those dice again, for say rolling to wound, and uses the ones that failed, or some other dice, instead. And I like to think of myself as a pretty rational guy. But I thought about it, and I realised that when I have an important dice roll to make, I actually do have a slightly different method of rolling. How embarrassing. And by the way, if you have any particular rituals or methods that you swear by, stick them down in the comments. It'll be really interesting to see what they are. But yeah, I decided to pit my special way of rolling, which I call chopping the dice. You could call it mollusk rolling, I don't mind, against just rolling the dice normally, and seeing if there's any difference. So here's the test. Basically, for the two methods, I'm going to roll 2 dice 1,000 times each, and record the scores I get. Isn't it amazing what we do to avoid really important work? Anyway, I will now demonstrate the two methods. Just your average Games Workshop dice in a pot. And now we'll demonstrate the normal roll. Ooh. And now we'll demonstrate the chop roll. Dice in the hand on top, sliding motion. Oh yeah. Well, that was a convenient demonstration. Hand on my heart, guys, that was the second take. In the first take, I did the normal roll and got a 5 and a 1, but then I realised I needed something to support the camera, so I could use 2 hands to do the chop roll, and there was a bit of faffing around, and I wanted to do it in one take. So there you go, real life example right there. But now, what you've all been waiting for, the results. The average, most probable score you're likely to get, rolling 2 dice 1,000 times, is 700. And right there you can see, when I roll the dice normally, after 1,000 throws, my score is just a teensy bit below average. But when I use the chop rolling method, not only was my score closer to average, it was actually a teensy, weensy bit better. Pretty exciting, right? Have you ever secretly doubted what your teachers told you at school about the normal distribution of dice rolls? Here's your proof. And if we were to indulge ourselves in a little overinterpretation of the data, we could see some interesting patterns, like it seems that I roll a disproportionate amount of 2s. And here's an explanation for why I seem to never roll Irresistible Force when I need it. But on the other hand, I've been rolling Primal Fury a lot recently, and that doesn't really seem to explain that. Ooh. But yeah, what you're seeing here is basically just a visual representation of what the last slide showed, which was that the dice score using the chop method more closely approximate the average, and sometimes, or more often, slightly better. So that's it, right? Cracked it! No idea how it works, but it seems to work. But just before you pack your bags and head to Vegas, statistics exists just to rain on my parade. A quick t-test shows that I got us all excited about nothing. If you're a stats buff, the test is paired because I use the same 2 dice for both rolling methods. But all any of us really care about is this number. And it shows that the difference between the normal rolling and the chop rolling was not significant. Basically, the results we're looking at are within the realms of expected chance. But screw you, maths. What I'm looking at here is improvement, and I'm going to keep using it. If you fancy giving it a go too, I'd love to know how it goes. It works in my head, so maybe it'll work in yours too. Anyway, I hope that's been interesting. Good luck.